Watching my recent reads. First up, we're starting with The Coworker. This is about a lady at work who realizes her coworker doesn't show up to work, and so she answers this weird phone call, which makes her go to the coworker's house to check on her. And so basically, this coworker is missing, and police think that the lady that went to go check on the coworker has something to do with it. Very interesting. I thought that some parts were a bit predictable, but it kept me intrigued, so I ended up giving it a 4.5 out of 5. Next up, we have The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I love this book. It literally kept me entertained from start to finish. A fictional story about how this celebrity rose to fame, and she started at nothing, and it shows like what she had to do to get to the top. I just thought it was really interesting because it's like you're in the mind of a celebrity. So I ended up giving it a 5 out of 5 because I really did enjoy the book, and I love the cover too, just everything about it. Next up, we have The House Across the Lake. I read this for my book club. This book, guys, if you haven't read it, you need to read it. It's literally plot twist after plot twist. Even like everyone in my book club was like, this book is wild. This woman ends up saving this other woman from drowning in the lake, and then ends up spying on the woman that she saved. She sees her and her husband in the house, and she's like at her house with binoculars watching them, and she realizes that their relationship is a bit violent. And so the woman that she saved ends up going missing, and she thinks that the husband has something to do with it because she's been spying on them. I think I give this a 5 out of 5 because I really did like it, even though the ending was really wild. Next up is Verity by Colin Hoover, which was another wild read. This is another type of like mysterious thriller type of book. It's about an author who gets hired to write for another author named Verity because she was in a bad crash. She can't write anymore. So she ends up living with Verity and her husband just to like get in the space, read Verity's books and some research to help her write better. But like while she's in the house, weird things starts happening, and she like thinks that Verity is like up to these weird things. And I gave this a 4.5 out of 5. Last up, we have The Christmas Wager, which was so adorable. So she works for this company that's trying to buy his grandpa's building because his building is failing. However, his grandson does not want to sell the building to her, and he thinks that she's offering it at a really low price. So they end up making like this Christmas wager where they have this Christmas competition in the town, and if she wins, she gets the building at the price that she's asking for, and if he wins, then she has to give them more money. I thought it was very adorable, but I do think there were like a lot of slow parts, and because of that, I gave it a 3.5.